Hello everyone. My name is Shivangi Lahoti, aka Your Designer Didi, and I am the founder of an online design academy. As a designer and educator, I've reviewed thousands of portfolios. I've mentored students with brilliant ideas. I've built businesses from scratch. And amidst all of it, I have noticed something interesting. The world is not short of good ideas. The world is short of people who act upon them. तो चलो आज की शुरुआत करते हैं। 2 मिनट थम जाते हैं और सोचते हैं जरा। थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल है, बट नेसेसरी भी तो है। आई वॉन्ट यू टू गो डाउन मेमोरी लेन टू थिंक अबाउट अ मोमेंट, अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक मोमेंट। You had an idea. Maybe it was a business, maybe a project, a creative pursuit, if you may, or maybe it was just a conversation you needed to have. Whatever it was, it arrived with that particular feeling. You know, like something just lit up inside your chest, like butterflies in your tummy. That rush of adrenaline gushing to your brain to congratulate it on its novel thinking. वो रातों को नींद उड़ा देने वाला आइडिया, बस वही. But then you didn't do it. You thought, I'll do it later. Or maybe you thought it's not good enough. You kept pushing it off for when you're ready, but in reality, you didn't execute it because you didn't know if it was worth the chase. You, my dear friend, wanted confirmation on success before you even began. And hey, I'm not talking about the ideas that weren't right. I'm talking about the ones that were. The ones that kept coming back. The ones you still think about sometimes at night. Now let us visualize the next situation. Weeks have gone by, months maybe, and suddenly you see that same idea being brought to life. But what hurts is that it wasn't you. Someone else executed it. Feels familiar? If it does, तो आप समझोगे वो दर्द जो कई बार मैंने भी महसूस किया है। थ्री इडियट्स में रैंचो कहता है ना कि दोस्त के फेल होने से ज्यादा दोस्त फर्स्ट आ जाए उसका बुरा लगता है। कुछ ऐसा ही लगता है जब आपने जो सोचा था कोई और आपसे पहले कर लेता है। जिस आइडिया को आपने रिजेक्ट किया था वो किसी और के साथ जाकर हाथ मिला लेता है। बट नाउ हियर्स वेयर इट गेट्स इंटरेस्टिंग। Elizabeth Gilbert, author of the bestseller book Eat, Pray, Love, says something in her book Big Magic that I think about constantly. She says ideas are like living entities. They move through the world looking for someone, anyone willing to collaborate with them. And if you keep saying not yet for long enough, they leave. They go find someone who's actually willing, someone who chooses to say yes, someone who wants to take a bet on them, someone who's in it for the process and not the outcome alone. Think about the last time this happened to you. आप सोच कर छोड़ देते हो उस सोच को जिसे कोई और गले लगा लेता है और फिर आप सिर्फ खुद को तसल्ली दे पाते हो कि सोचा तो पहले मैंने था ना। You're right. सोचा सच में पहले आपने था। But here's the thing I want you to understand. They didn't know the outcome either, but they chose to go regardless. They chose to flirt with the idea enough to see if there's a potential match. And while you were standing at the door waiting for certainty, stuck in your analysis paralysis, they discovered that the only way to get certainty was to begin. Clarity is not a prerequisite, my love. Clarity is a reward, and it often comes after action, not before it. But then here's a bigger question. Why do we always have to validate the success of an idea right when it's conceived? Why is there a need for every idea to be $1 million idea? It's because we have trained our minds to confuse existence with performance. The moment an idea is born, we don't ask, is this alive? Is this meaningful? Does this feel aligned? Do I even like it? We immediately ask ourselves, will this sell? Will I score well? Will this scale? Will this go viral? Will it make me money? Why? Because modern systems reward outcomes, not processes. An idea today is rarely allowed to just be an idea. It must immediately become a startup, a pitch deck, a monetizable asset, a content strategy, or a brand. We love planning 10 years ahead without one step taken first, right? And so we end up taking no steps at all, right? Now tell me something. How many of us have made plans in our lives? Can I see a show of hands? I have. The 5-year plan, the 10-year roadmaps. They're all tools to design our future, right? Build your narrative, manifest your reality, design your life, etc., etc. I come from design, don't get me wrong, and I deeply believe that you can design your life. Vision boards, sticky notes, journaling, ODC mapping, they have always been a part of my world. But after almost a decade of consciously designing my life, here is something that I also know now. You can design the blueprint, but you can never control the outcome. The only thing within your control is action or inaction. And maybe that is not a flaw in the system. Maybe that is where the magic truly lives. Because when the plan we held so tightly begins to blur, something very interesting happens. We are forced into a space we do not like. The space of not knowing. Pata nahi, that is the space most people dread. But few realize that there is quite power in it. There was once a guy in England in the 1960s. At 17, he wanted to become a professional cyclist. That was the dream. That was the future. And then life happened. He met with an accident. 6 months in a hospital bed, and just like that, the dream was gone. Oof. Interestingly, he did not wake up with a backup plan. He just chose to live in the space we discussed earlier, the space of not knowing. Out of curiosity, out of boredom. पता नहीं करना क्या है ये सोचकर he started spending time at his friend's clothing store. And that young man was Paul Smith. The same Paul Smith who's worth $440 million today started with a 3 square meter shop in a quiet lane of Nottingham. He did not study fashion formally, nor did he come from a fashion dynasty. He did not know he would become a global brand someday. His life did not unfold because he knew. It unfolded because he participated. And instead of asking, why is this happening to me or will it make me money? He just said, let me begin. When I was 23, I did not plan to build an academy either. I was honestly just tired. Tired of answering the same questions about design careers over and over again. But I understood the fear in those questions. I come from a small town where design was often frowned upon too. How do I get into design? What exams should I prepare for? Is this even a real career? All valid queries. So I had an idea. Record one video, explain the entire process. Just one. And so I did. I filmed it while my mother snored softly in the same room. The goal was simple. If someone asked again, I would just share a link. I did not know it would become a community. I did not know it would grow into an academy. I did not even know it would shape my identity. Designer Didi, I only knew the idea felt honest. So I followed it. You do not know which idea sitting in your mind right now will matter. But you never will if you don't leave this outcome obsession and trust the process instead. And here's the thing about process. We treat it like a tunnel we must rush through to reach to the real thing, right? The result, the applause, the validation, the numbers. But the process is not really a tunnel. It is the training ground. It is the training ground. It is where your instincts sharpen, where your resilience is built, where your identity quietly forms. By now, you know that I love explaining things with stories. So here goes another one. Last one for today, I promise. And I think this one you will resonate with. In my first year of design school, I had a subject called visualization and representation. That's basically a very sophisticated name for drawing. First day I walked in, like a lot of peers, I thought to myself, great, I'm good at this, easy A's. To our surprise, the professor came and told us to put away our sketchbooks and pick up newspapers instead. Draw circles and straight lines, he said. That was it. Week after week. Circles, lines on newspaper. We were frustrated. When do we really draw something real? Weeks went by, and finally, he handed us blank ivory sheets and said, "Draw a circle, no compass." To my surprise, I drew an almost perfect one. Lines, each parallel to the other. And suddenly, I understood. The process had been doing its job. Every circle on those dusty old newspapers was a muscle memory being built. And here's what I know now. There are seasons in your life that'll feel exactly like drawing circles on that newspaper. Slow, repetitive, and invisible. You'll not be able to see what's being built. And your brain, your very reasonable, evidence seeking brain, will conclude that nothing is happening. But something is. So stay the course. And remind yourself that the real journey is chasing the idea without knowing the outcome, but doing it just for the joy of the process. I wish someone had told me this when I was 23, staring at a blank screen, wondering if one small video was worth making. That outcomes are never the point. Paul Smith didn't build a global brand because he defined a strategy. He built it because he surrendered to life and trusted the process. Strategy came later, and that's a masterclass. I didn't build a community because I had a plan. I built it because I pressed record on that one honest idea and let the rest follow. Your circle on newspapers, your late night ideas, your small honest impulse towards something. That is not nothing. That is not nothing. So I want to end today with the same moment I started with. That idea, the one that came back, the one you still think about often. It didn't find you by accident. It chose you because it believed you were the right person to make it real. The question is whether you believe it too. You don't need to know what's on the other end. You don't need to be certain. You definitely don't need to be ready. You just need 5 seconds of courage and a willingness to begin. Press record, open that shop, submit the draft, and start that project. Because somewhere on the other side of that fear is the life you almost designed for yourself. But guess what? It's even better because you didn't plan it. You lived it. Thank you.